Sukhoi's journey is one of the most remarkable transformations in military aviation history, rising from modest beginnings before World War II to becoming one of the most recognized fighter manufacturers in the world. In the late 1930s and early 1940s, its designs were not considered the best among Soviet aircraft, and the Bureau struggled to match the reputation of larger, more established competitors. Many aircraft companies that thrived during World War II later faded away due to several reasons, yet Sukhoi endured and adapted. Today, it stands as one of the few historic combat aircraft manufacturers that successfully transitioned from piston engines to stealth-era jets. Today, we'd like to present the evolution of Sukhoi fighters. Sukhoi SU-2. The SU-2 entered service in 1939 as Sukhoi's first production aircraft. Powered by a radial engine and capable of around 485 km per hour, it was relatively advanced for its time with all-metal structure. It saw combat during the early phase of Operation Barbarossa. Its development marked the beginning of Pavel Sukhoi's independent design bureau. The SU-2 laid the foundation for Sukhoi's later evolution into high-performance combat jets. The Sukhoi SU-7. The SU-7 first flew in 1955 and entered service in 1959 as one of the Soviet Union's earliest supersonic fighters, initially conceived as a high-speed interceptor before evolving into a fighter bomber. Powered by Lyulka AL-7 turbojet, it could exceed Mach 2, though it suffered from high landing speeds and limited range. Its rugged structure made it suitable for ground attack missions, and it became widely exported, including to India. The aircraft represented Sukhoi's transition into supersonic jet age. The Sukhoi SU-9. The SU-9 entered service in 1959 as a delta-wing, single-engine interceptor designed to counter high-altitude Western bombers during the Cold War. Developed from the T-43 prototype, it featured radar-guided missiles and Mach 2 performance, while advanced in speed and climb rate. Its avionics were limited by early radar technology. NATO designated it Fishpot, and it served mainly in the Soviet air defense forces. The SU-9 marked Sukhoi's early specialization in high-speed interception roles. The Sukhoi SU-11. The SU-11 entered service in 1964 as an improved version of the SU-9, developed under the T-47 program with upgraded radar and missile systems. It retained the Delta configuration but incorporated a more powerful engine and better interception capability. Despite improvements, performance gains were modest and range remained limited. It served primarily within Soviet's PVO air defense units. The aircraft demonstrated Sukhoi's effort to refine radar-guided interception technology during the height of Cold War tensions. The Sukhoi SU-15. The SU-15 entered service in 1965 as a twin-engine interceptor designed specifically to defend Soviet airspace against strategic bombers. Developed from the T-58 prototype, it featured side-mounted air intakes and improved radar systems for all-weather interception. Capable of Mach 2.5, it became a backbone of Soviet air defense throughout the 1970s. Its operational history included several high-profile intercept incidents. The SU-15 solidified Sukhoi's reputation as a premier interceptor manufacturer. The Sukhoi SU-17. The SU-17 entered service in 1970 as a variable sweep-wing evolution of the SU-7, designed to improve takeoff performance and combat flexibility. Developed under the S-22 program, it could adjust wing geometry for both low-speed operations and high-speed dash. It reached speeds above Mach 1.7 and carried substantial ground attack payloads. Export versions such as the SU-22 saw extensive global service. The aircraft marked Sukhoi's successful integration of swing-wing technology. The Sukhoi SU-24. The SU-24 entered service in 1974 as a twin-engine all-weather strike aircraft developed from the T-6 prototype to provide deep interdiction capability. Featuring side-by-side seating and terrain-following radar, it could conduct low-altitude penetration missions similar to the F-111. With a top speed of around Mach 1.6 and heavy payload capacity, it significantly expanded Soviet tactical strike reach. Its variable geometry wings enhanced operational flexibility. The Sukhoi SU-25. The SU-25 entered service in 1981 as a heavily armored close air support aircraft developed from the T-8 prototype to support ground forces. Designed for survivability, it features titanium armor and redundant systems to withstand battlefield damage, subsonic but highly maneuverable at low altitude. It carries up to 4,400 kilograms of ordnance. It proved its durability during the Soviet-Afghan War. The Su-25 established Sukhoi's competence in dedicated battlefield support aviation. The Sukhoi SU-27. The Sukhoi SU-27 entered service in 1985 after development began in the early 1970s under the T-10 program to counter the American F-15. Powered by twin AL-31F engines, it exceeds Mach 2.35 and has exceptional range and maneuverability. Its blended wing-body design and large lifting surfaces give it superior agility. The aircraft became the foundation of the entire flanker family. The Su-27 marked Sukhoi's emergence as a world leader in air superiority fighter design. The Sukhoi SU-30. The Su-30 entered operational service in 1996 as a two-seat multi-role derivative of the Sukhoi SU-27, originally conceived for long-range interception and strike coordination. Later variants like the Su-30 MKI incorporated thrust vectoring engines and advanced avionics. With a combat radius exceeding 1,500 kilometers, it became a versatile export success. It marked Sukhoi's transition towards highly customizable multiple platforms. The Su-30 demonstrated how the flanker design could evolve with modern electronics and mission flexibility. The Sukhoi SU-33. The Su-33 entered service in 1998 as a navalized adaptation of the Su-27 designed for aircraft carrier operations. Developed from the T-10K prototype, it features strengthened landing gear, folding wings, and canards for improved low-speed control. It retains Mach 2 capability while operating from short carrier decks. Operated by the Russian Navy, it extends flanker performance to maritime defense. The Su-33 was Sukhoi's first dedicated carrier-based fighter. The Sukhoi SU-34. The Su-34 entered full operational service in 2014 as a deep strike derivative of the Su-27 developed from the T-10V prototype. Featuring side-by-side seating and advanced avionics, it is optimized for long-range precision attack. With a range of over 4,000 kilometers ferry distance and heavy payload capacity, it replaces older Su-24s. Its armored cockpit enhances crew survivability. The Su-34 demonstrates Sukhoi's continued refinement of the flanker platform into specialized roles. The Sukhoi SU-35. The Su-35 entered service in 2014 as an advanced 4++ generation evolution of the Su-27 design. Developed under the Su-35BM program, it incorporates thrust vectoring AL-41F1S engines and advanced Irbis-E radar, capable of Mach 2.25 with improved stealth shaping and reduced radar cross-section. It bridges the gap towards 5th-generation standards. It carries modern long-range air-to-air missiles. The Su-35 represents the ultimate non-stealth refinement of the flanker lineage. The Sukhoi SU-57. The Su-57 entered limited service in 2020 after development began in the early 2000s under the PAK-FA program. The Su-57 is the first aircraft in Russian military service designed with stealth technology and is intended to be the basis for a family of stealth combat aircraft. Designed with internal weapon bays and reduced radar cross-section, it incorporates supercruise and advanced sensor fusion. Powered initially by AL-41F1 engines, it is expected to receive the new Sukhoi engine for improved performance. It exceeds Mach 2 and integrates modern network-centric warfare systems. The Su-57 represents Sukhoi's first full transition into 5th-generation stealth aviation. In 2018, during the Russian intervention in the Syrian civil war, at least 2 Su-57 prototypes were first deployed and used in combat. The Sukhoi SU-75 Checkmate. The Su-75 was unveiled in 2021 as a proposed single-engine light stealth fighter intended for export markets. Developed as a lower-cost complement to the Su-57, it features internal weapon bays and reduced radar signature. Designed to reach approximately Mach 1.8, with advanced avionics, it aims to compete in affordable 5th-generation segment. As of now, it remains in prototype or mock-up stage without confirmed operational service. It represents Sukhoi's attempt to expand stealth technology into a lighter and more economical platform. It is expected to enter service before 2030s. And that's it, guys, for today. We make exciting videos on military and other cool stuff. So if you've liked this video, don't forget to hit that notification and subscription button because it helps us going. Thank you guys for viewing in. Bye-bye.